Party people in the place to be. Live from 58 Dream Street. It's Jamie with games. Now, don't adjust your monitors, folks. I really am this pretty. And I'm back for my fourth appearance here, 58 Dream Street, and it's a pleasure to be back, and it's a pleasure to have you all with me. I'm sure you're there. No one said anything. No words on the screen yet, but I just find it impossible to imagine there's not somebody watching. Cedric! Welcome, honey. Glad to have you here. We've got a whole gold ensemble going. Oh my. Oh my. Oh. Look at it. From the ears all the way down to my toes. Now, Larry After Midnight. We're probably not going to be playing well, it's after midnight somewhere. So we're playing After Midnight for somebody. Maybe not necessarily for me. I have hours, multiple hours. We got a hard stop because I got social plans tonight, going out with the boys. And a girl. And a girl. We're going to be going over to Rich's, play some board games. So it's always nice to see Richard. See his little boy, his little girl, and his regular size wife. And Gregory's coming, and he's bringing his lady. So it's all going to be very lovely. I'm very excited. But first, I'm excited to be here with all you, and we're going to try to finish off Larry. I was going to say no pun intended, but really, it's just no pun. This is what we're trying to do. We're trying to finish him off in a way that he finds physically and emotionally satisfying. Because if you recall, at the end of last session, we did get Larry laid. It just wasn't fulfilling for him because it was with a sex worker. Now, I think that's enough ado. So let's do it, honey. Let's fire it up. I hope you're having a good weekend, Cedric. I certainly am. And here we are. There may be elements of this game that are inappropriate for children. Maybe. Maybe the feeding alcohol to drunks. Maybe the sex with the hooker. As we've discussed, I am not obliged as a fictional character to have the same birthday as your gracious host. So even though I already gave up the ghost and said I was 39 and now it's canon, I am still 39. Your host may have turned 40. He's staring death right in the face. Not me, though. No kidding, Cedric. Now, let's answer 5 simple questions. Ted Kennedy is best remembered for his, oh dear, driving underwater freestyle. That's a joke about the horrible drowning of an innocent girl. Brothers, all of the above. He's well known for all of the above. Tom Hayden is hopefully on Wikipedia. An American activist, so I bet he was Mr. Jane Fonda. He was. Was he a congressman? He was. So probably also one of the Chicago 7. D. Angela Davis is the Middle Pointer Sister, a failed politician, an example of split ends gone wild, Bet's daughter. I got a feeling here. She is, oh, party affiliation, Communist Party. So I think we're getting no complaints here, Cedric, if we're adding pointer sisters to your comments. B, failed politician. Which U.S. Secretary of State was born in Germany? I'm going to go out on a limb and say Kissinger. It was correct. Didn't wait for me to press return. Touché. Richard Nixon was the... Oh my goodness. We're going to say C. And now, here we go. All right. F7 is our load button. We're halfway there. Now, where was I? Well, thanks to the adjective added to the prophylactic, we can say that in this save game I have had sex with the prostitute, which is a little bit questionable, not because there's anything wrong with prostitution, but rather because Larry did not pay. He deceived the prostitute into believing that he had paid, and he didn't work that hard on deceiving her. She kind of just took him at his presence. And you shouldn't do that. You should not do that. We do not endorse that kind of behavior here at 58 Dream Street. You got to pay your sex workers, folks. And in this economy, you really ought to be tipping. Well, just letting y'all know how to behave. I'm going back in. I got a reason. Ken sent me. He welcomes me back in. Because what I was thinking, you remember the pills? Chekhov's pills on the window out there? Well, I came back and I tried to lasso them with the rope that Larry was tied up with. Couldn't get him. But we have the ability to leave this room via the window, and maybe we can lasso them or something else from the balcony. That's where we're going to try to get started. We are more than halfway there. 129 out of 222 points. Exit window. Now, we're going to try a few things here. I don't even remember what I'm carrying. I used prophylactic. Hadn't forgotten that part. Got my wallet, breath spray, which is probably empty. We've discovered that except for Larry's starter breath spray, all the breath spray you can buy here in the Leisure Suit Larry Extended Universe is single use only. Pocket lint, a wristwatch, Apple, a remote control. We want control. Used prophylactic. Ugh. I am hesitant to find out what the used prophylactic is going to be used for. Why we need that in the inventory. We got our disco pass. Never leave home without your disco pass, folks. Pocket knife. Copy of Jugs magazine. Larry's a Jugs kind of guy. Excuse me a moment. Is there something wrong?
Who's the Jugs kind of guy?
Larry. Leisure Suit Larry. Not to tell any tales out of school, I'm more of a big butt girl myself. Pocket knife. I already said that. Hammer. Rope. Let's get those pills somehow. Lasso pills. What's a lasso? It's a fucking rope, but with a loop in it. The solution is closer to you than that. Cedric, I would never lie to you, honey. Now, the solution is closer to you than that. But what does that mean? Oh, I gotta retrace my steps here. I said tie rope into lasso, and then the solution is closer to you than that. Is it telling me to stop typing? Let's not overcomplicate my verbiage. Be more specific. Oh. Come on. Tie rope. Tied the rope onto the rail. And then, if I'm not going to be making a lasso, we can't make this into like a tightrope or nothing. What if I put that around my waist? Maybe we're going to lean. We are. With the rope securely holding you to the railing, you can reach all the way over to the window. Now, of all times, you notice the window's locked. Oh. This was not very clear visually, but I think those pills are inside. When one of the things you're carrying is a hammer, every window starts to look like a nail. Let's smash the window with the hammer. Animation! How about that? Subtly, you smash the window with your hammer. Your future as a second-story man seems quite plausible. Second-story man, that's old-timey slang for a cat burglar. I've got to press the button. Here we go. You got them, but what are they? I got some very grave concerns on that exact question, but we'll see what happens. Can we get back? Go back. Okay. We are in business, honey. Now, we're going to find out. Even though a portion of the label is missing, you can still make out the letters niche and fl. Spanish fly. Now, I don't feel great about this, but it's not a roofie. you still should not be using any kind of sexual remedy on people without their consent, which I can only assume is what we're going to do with these. But it's not a roofie. Hopefully not, Cedric. But I guess we'll find out. Larry is stuck. I think the rope has ceased to exist. Nope, never mind. The taking of the rope was integrated into the action of untying it. And now we have it. Into the trash. We get out of the trash. Police officer. Stop, pervert, shouts the cop. I wonder who's yelling at you, think. What's going on here? They didn't call the police because Larry didn't pay the prostitute, did they? Caught you, pervert, the cop shouts. We don't like people exposing themselves around this town, especially wearing one of those. What, a leisure suit? Next time, if you insist on wearing your lubber in public, you should at least zip your fly. Larry. The used prophylactic was not in Larry's pockets in his leisure suit. Which is probably for the... You probably shouldn't put the used prophylactic in your leisure suit, but... You definitely have to take it off. Well... Or... No, we are not going to leave Larry wearing the lubber for the rest of the game. Because... Seems like he's probably getting laid again. So you can imagine all kinds of hygienic reasons. Actually, those hygienic reasons would be valid even if... Yeah. I guess the cops are playing it on easy mode, just hanging out outside the bar where the hookers are. Can I use lubber? Good idea. You carefully remove and dispose of it properly. On his first go. They didn't animate it, but I assume he walked over there and dropped it in the dumpster, which is a little unfortunate. Given where Larry's about to tumble into. But his suit is white. Yeah, that's an extra yuck in this particular case. So now, we'll be able to just cruise right... Oh, the police officer's not even there. I thought it seemed like a bit too much of a coincidence. Okay. Now, let's go back to the disco or the casino, I guess. We have $89. Very limited set of locations in this game, which is for the best. I think... Look how good I'm getting at typing with these nails on. She's a pro. She's a real gamer. We're going to go to the casino because that's the only place I can think of where there's things that we haven't done anything with. And when I say things, I'm talking about the of the receptionist on the top floor. You take care now, honey. Probably that's not what Larry said. Probably said something like, "Thank you for the ride, sir." But it's all good. You understand when I'm speaking for myself and when I'm speaking for Larry, just from context. Larry, strutting along. Wait, I remember this. The elevator door's on the other side. We go around. We get in. Was the top floor 9? It's 8. Very confusing message to tell you that there's no floor 9. Claiming it's not a number in the first place. But here we go. There's our honeymoon suite, where Larry's marriage failed spectacularly and quickly before even any consummation had occurred. Which at least makes it easy for him to get an annulment if it turns out we need to get married again. Just dancing to the song in my heart right now. Used a new Startin' Soon song. As I understand, I don't really handle those production details myself, but a great little tune by Aaron Hodges Boyle. You can check out his Bandcamp. There's a link in the About section. It's his latest release, and it's almost as if it was written for me. Concours de Couture. Catchy little tune. I've had it in my head all day. Now, it's not behavior I'm endorsing. But my instincts tell me that we got to give this lady the Spanish fly. Whew. Oh, mama. Bad breath's one thing, mister, but you could knock a buzzard off a manure truck. Psst, psst, psst. There we go. That put a smile on a face. Larry has some advanced periodontal disease, I have to assume. His breath decays at a remarkable rate even when he's not eating. Got my trans rights, human rights bracelets on, and my official JAYMEE Rose bracelet. Can I get an angle here? JAYMEE Rose. Beautiful. Thanks, Danielle, for making it for me. Hiya, baby. I think I loves you, says Larry. May I help you in some way, sir? She responds in a pleasant but businesslike voice. Let's slip a Mickey. Oh, good. Unless this all turns out to be a bad idea, I'm relieved that used used the pills on Larry and not on this lady here. Without thinking, you down the entire bottle. Hey, this stuff's okay. Your breathing becomes heavy. You're suddenly extremely horny. You just gotta do something, and right now Hey, where's that cute black dog? Larry. Following your conviction for bestiality, you spend the rest of your life in prison, turning big rocks into little ones. Larry. My goodness. My goodness. Compose ourselves. Review our inventory. Maybe I can impress it by sharing my copy of Jugs magazine. They're exceptional. Now, I'm not a big gamer myself. Mostly, your Mario Party and your Mario Kart. Can't remember a single failure state that resembled Mario forgets to take his condom off. Or Mario, with Yoshi. Now, Mario and Birdo. I can see that. I can see them working as a couple. I don't think you should do it. But Birdo seems open-minded. She's an open-minded girl. Talk to her. Think I love you. She smiles. Give her pills. So you had to say give her. Because I thought I was just doing the try it again thing. But I think I said give pills the first time. This time I said give her pills. She takes one look at the bottle of Spanish Fly. Says, boy, thanks. How did you know that I love this stuff? She tosses down a couple of pills. Then a few more. And finally gulps the whole bottle. Keep her away from any dogs. Her breathing becomes faster and faster till she begins to pant. Excellent. Looks like tonight's your lucky night, Larry. So long, Faith says. I gotta find my boyfriend before this stuff wears off. We're gonna need to find a third girl that you get a close-up on, I think. It appears Faith is true to her name. Twisting a key in the lock, she disappears down the employee stairs. Not really sure I need to save this progress, but sometimes you just have a banger of a save game name. You gotta bust that out. Okay, now, what's on a desk? Since you're no longer staring at Faith's ample weapons, you notice an unlabeled button on her desk. I bet it's the gold door button. The Penthouse elevator doors glide open. Now, how on earth is wandering into a penthouse that you don't own or belong to or have the right to be in gonna get Larry laid? I guess we're gonna find out together. Uh-oh, where we going now, Larry? Swanky. Let's take a look around. This is the living room of the hotel's penthouse suite. Obviously, the hotel spared no expense here. There's a fireplace on the wall to the south. No one's here, but you hear a gurgling noise coming from somewhere. Let's see if the rug will eat Larry. The bear looks back at you with a glassy-eyed stare, possibly because his eyes are made of glass. Can we look under the rug? You find nothing but dust. Look in Rug's mouth. What's a Rug's? I think you know that that's not what I meant. Apparently nobody taught this game the difference between a possessive and a plural. I inherit all that knowledge because I technically have access to everything your gracious host knows. And he knows all about possessives and what's plural. He's a master of it, some might say. Ooh, tacky sheets. The Penthouse bedroom is quite deluxe. It's delicious, it's the limit, it's deluxe, it's de-lovely. What's under the bed? Picking up the corner of the expensive vinyl zebra skin bedspread, you discover nothing. We got a painting of a panther, a jaguar, something. It's another one of those boring works of modern art. This one is signed Mark Crow. Fresh set, Daniel. And welcome, honey. Happy to have you here with us. Hope your Sunday's treating you well. Mark Crow. So that's someone they don't like, I guess? Or someone is their friend. They're breaking balls, so to speak. Now, I don't see in any sense in which this painting of a jaguar is modern art, but fair enough. Make sure no one's in the master bathroom. There's no answer. Try opening it. And then they're not going to show us. You found a closet. It's not a bathroom. There you go. There you go. Did you make those Space Quest games that your gracious host is playing when I'm not here? My understanding is all the other games from this company, something Quest, is the King's Quest. Well, there you go. King's Quest, Space Quest, Police Quest. So for whatever reason, this one's not called Nerd Pervert Quest. A closet full of uninteresting stuff, plus one inflatable doll. Gotta. Your mind reels with the possibilities. Larry. Walking out of the closet, you clumsily catch your new friend on a protruding nail. She was very, very clearly not inflated. There's a loud, flatulent sound, and away she goes. Go get her, Larry. She's not moving with great urgency. No hands. They're taking care of this part for me. Oh. So long, baby, you shout. Okay. Not really sure what the point of that was, because I eventually would have come out on this balcony. Look around. The moonlight's an expansive rooftop garden. Rooftop garden with a spa in one corner. You found the source of the gurgling noise. It's the hot tub. In the hot tub is the most beautiful girl you've ever seen. Beside her is a towel and a swimsuit. You got something wrong with my pronunciation, honey? Garden. Garden. Beside her is a towel and swimsuit. You can't believe she doesn't mind your presence here. Thanks, sweetie. Larry says hello, and then she says, hey, handsome. Why don't you slip into the water with me so we can really get to know each other? What could go wrong? Wasting no time, you hop into the water. Oh, does it feel good? The warm water swirls about you, the bubbles stimulating you nearly as much as the beautiful woman across from you. Larry, you are sitting too close to the jets, my friend. With the warmth of the water soaking into your body, you become quite relaxed. Let's get our close-up. Oh my. She looks almost exactly like Faith, I'll point out. Larry's got a type. Talk to her. Who loves you, baby? Larry does not have good lines, which goes a long way towards explaining his predicament. She says nothing, but that smile tells you a lot. Does it ever? Well, can we get a better description? Wow. Just the way you like your women. Nearby, naked. She has a beautiful tan and a gorgeous body. You've waited a lifetime for this moment. Kiss her? Something tells you that's the wrong approach with this one, Larry. Oh, she's frowning. Can we get her smiling again? You ever tried it underwater? You coyly ask. You got to be careful with that. We won't get into the specifics, but be careful. She doesn't say. Do I have something I could give her? Hey, baby, you want to read jugs? It was the late 80s. One of the great icons of popular culture was Hulk Hogan. She's got that hot dog look. Personally, part of how I remain so beautiful despite being 39 years old is that I have never once gone in the sun. Eve, I should have asked her what her name was, but this makes sense. Eve takes your apple and with a sweet, innocent look, raises it to her mouth. She takes a small bite out of it. A sexy smile comes across her face. She winks and lies back in the water, chewing delicately. We're making it. We're gonna do it. Eve gently moves a sensuous tongue around the apple. Tiny drops of the apple's juice glistening on her lips. Oh my. Whew. Turn the heat down a little in here. She's really turning you on. You had no idea fruit could be so exciting. After finishing the apple, Eve slowly slides out of the hot tub, her steamy, naked body glistening in the moonlight, barely covering her tremendous assets with the towel. She smiles and motions for you to follow her. You can take a hint. Let's go, baby, you whisper. As you leave the hot tub, Eve speaks at last. Say, Larry, you really are glad to see me. Our Larry. He might be short in an overall picture sense, but apparently puts on his underpants. He's just going to leave his suit outside. He's going to have bugs in it. Now, not a gamer, as I mentioned, but I've heard the term for what kind of gameplay this is. It's on rails, which seems appropriate. And fireworks go off. Congratulations, Larry. You've done it. You successfully completed your evening in Sierra World, lost your virginity, and emerged victorious. I did it. I win. Kaboom! Of course, your feelings of success are short-lived, since this is where Ken Williams has to tell you about our soon-to-be-released sequel. Hey, Ken, come here. Give me a pitch. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ken Williams. Oh my. They like to razz each other. I'm going to take a guess at what his voice might sound like. Hi, folks. Remember, coming to this very computer real soon now is the next installment in the saga of Larry Laffer, traveling software salesman. I'll tell you the name now. We haven't made one up yet. Be sure to pick up... Oh, we're still in the quotation marks. Be sure to pick up a few extra copies, just in case our disc copy is screwed up again. Thank you, Ken. And of all the places to use them in this game, I guess it was the late 1980s. The culture hadn't realized yet that women are supposed to be the ones jiggling. We almost forget to tell you how well you played. You played okay, I guess. Okay? What? I got him laid. I didn't get him arrested. I mean, I did. But then we loaded. Well, it was okay. On behalf of Mark and Sandy, Al and Marg, Jeff and Chris, Russ and Kim, Larry and Bob, Ken and Roberta, Bob and Marilyn, and/or Bob and Janine, John and Mary, Bob and Carol and Ted and Alice. Thanks for playing. And be sure to tell each and every one of your friends to buy their own personal copy of this game. Love you, baby. And then it just disappeared. Okay. Well, that did not take very long, did it? What are we going to do? Your gracious host did tell me one thing. I'm supposed to go to Google and say Leisure Suit Larry 1 points list. Yeah. Describe in great detail to all your friends how excited you were when you briefly saw a little pixel girl and she was naked. Now, I see what we got here is all the different ways we could have got points in the game. So I guess your gracious host wanted me to do this so we could find out why I just did okay when I accomplished all the goals that were set out before me. Order whiskey, give whiskey to drunk, done. Take rose, take ring, done. Sit on toilet, yep. Look wall, 4 times. Use remote, switch channel, 7 times. Take candy, take hammer, use condom, lose virginity to the sex worker. Good on the person making this points list. They knew not to say hooker. Remove condom. Crucial step. Take pills. First taxi ride. Take pass card. Sit in cabaret. We did that. Buy apple. turn on a radio, cut the rope with a knife, take rope, give pills to Faith, enter Penthouse, take doll, blow up doll. There's 5 points I didn't get. Use blown up doll twice. Give apple to Eve. End the game. It's a strangely organized list because it does go on. Show pass card to bouncer. Sit on chair. Look at Fawn 2 times. Talk to Fawn. Give rose to Fawn. Give candy to Fawn. Give a ring to Fawn. Dance with Fawn. Give money to Fawn. Convenience store. Look at phone. Use phone to call 209-683-6858. Use phone to call 555-6969. I only remember doing one phone call. Take magazine, read magazine, take wine, buy condom, answer the phone, give the wine to the wino, order wine. Wedding chapel, talk to Flasher, marry Fawn. So it looks like the main things that I missed out on doing was just banging away at that blow-up doll, which seems like a really strange thing. There you go, because I didn't call that number. So that's another thing. So that would have been a few more points. And then, I don't know what else was missing, because I was missing like 30 points. At any rate, though, it does look like I guess it's a sensitivity thing. Maybe if Larry works out some excitement on the blow-up doll before he goes to Eve, then perhaps, we wind up in a situation where he impresses her a bit more, but there's no extra points for that. There's no satisfy Eve item here. And yet, a fairly progressive game for its time. In the sense of progressive, in the sense of not being horrifyingly regressive. Not necessarily in any kind of forward-looking way. Delicious tea today. I'm drinking vanilla berry truffle. Delicious. Pairs wonderfully with my signature scent. Vanilla something rock candy. No. Vanilla candy rock sugar. KLE. It's KLE and it's something vanilla, something rock sugar candy. I don't know. They have different names for all of them. So some combination of those words will find them. Until we can broadcast in smell-o-vision, you're going to have to pick up your own if you really want to get the experience of being in the room. Well, we've won. We haven't even been here an hour. Go figure. We got Larry laid, didn't take an hour. So, well, let's see if I can figure out how to get the sequel going. Leisure Suit Larry 2, looking for love in several wrong places. Not all the wrong places, but quite a few. Why not? I'm clicking install. It's installing. And then we are moving right on to the next one. Ooh, 2013 remake of the first one or the second one? Tell me, Cedric. Tell me some of the differences. Please find this girl's photograph in your little black book and then complete a telephone number. The hell are you talking about? Let me see here. a society much more rife with gambling. They were updating that for the 2020s and they didn't even know. But I should stop with the Tranchant's social commentary. We have not tagged this stream. Really? And yet, on my first try. Leisure Suit Larry 2, Little Black Book. Oh, we have it. Ooh. Fancy. What's the new girl's name? Is she a redhead? Because we had a blonde and we had 2 brunettes. But there's something to be said for a redhead. That's me being magnanimous, since obviously you can see I'm a natural blonde. 5557448. Oh. Diversity. That's a step up from the questionable jokes that we encountered at the start here. 7448. Leisure Suit Larry goes looking for love in several wrong places. So we're upgrading now. It's not just about getting laid anymore. Although it wasn't even about that. Ooh. Sultry silhouette girl. Very nice. Oh. Well, good for them. Good for them. Getting the credits. Ooh. They've drawn Larry with a little more detail. He looks sleazier. Especially from the side. Specifically from the side. Front on, just kind of wide-faced. Back on, that's just our Larry. He's balding. Side on, though, we got a real sleazebag thing going. Ooh. You were so sure this would be the location of your future happy life with Eve. But some things are not to be. But is this your house, Larry? Well, if we can go in the garage without being murdered. You search carefully, but find nothing in this part of the garage. Hey, what's this? Eve left behind a bill, a dollar bill stuffed in this old pair of pants. Your leisure suit is empty. Can I take the pants? It's not a pants that you want. Why not? Take the dollar bill. You briefly consider the morality of this move, but after all she hasn't done for you, you decide it's probably the least she can do. I've already increased my rank from novice to dullard. Heh. So that's coming along. We got 3 points on the board. Got $1 to my name. Look at the plants. All the plants here are made of polyvinyl chloride or another monoxide-breathing substance. Well, don't put your face in them and inhale, Larry. Let's look under the plants. No. In the money. You know, I was going to ask you, gracious host, if maybe I could play a game that was made, you know, within the last 3 decades. Freshen things up. Because from what I understand, they are still making video games, right? And not just the Mario parties. But here we are. What am I going to do? I wasn't expecting to win that game so quickly. Well, if that's what they say, sometime soon, I'm going to find out. What are they doing nowadays? Find some kind of new sex game, maybe. Keep a theme going. Or I guess we could find something new about pushing blocks around, being a little ball. Keep that theme going. Or maybe there's some modern games just where you play as some bald nerd pervert. But it's not necessarily about sex. It's just incidental. Look at street sign. Eve lives at the corner of Ascot Place and Ball Road. They are still making Leash Suit Larry games. Good for you, Larry. Look at you. Really kind of impressive staying power, given that he's a relic. He's explicitly a relic from a different time in the late 1980s. My phone is blowing up here, folks. Hold on one moment. We're covered. We're okay. How we doing for we have tons of time. It is. It is. It's kind of wild to me. It seems strange the first one even exists. But here we are. We have $1 to our name. Are we stuck? Is there nowhere to go? Maybe I should look at some more things. So if this is Eve's house, why does she have an obviously pornographic calendar? You love auto parts calendars. There is no need to fool around with Eve's garage door. Very well. Maybe we need to perv out on her. Eve keeps the windows locked. Well, considering the kind of company she keeps, folks, I don't think we can blame her. Is $1 enough to hail a cab? Don't you ever say hail to me again. Okay. There are no taxis in this Leisure Suit Larry. Wait for bus? Don't you ever say bus to me again. Maybe we can move the plants? The heck you say? My goodness. Hey, we want our R rating for sex, not violence. Much easier to do in America. Get the R rating for sex instead of violence. There it is. Ooh, this is like an amusement park. Hey, is that Disneyland? Nah, not in an Al Low game. I guess we're just going up the street. Not sure how many tickets we're going to get for $1. Ye old ethnomusicology shop. Not great. It appears both doors are locked since there's a sign that says, "Watch for our grand opening real soon now." The door nearest you is labeled enter. Oh. Oh. Well, that's quite a journey he went on. Because in the mid-'80s, all of the sexiest Disney princesses still hadn't even been created. Your Jasmines. I'm really just talking about Jasmine. Does that door say Crod Crod? Oh, I think it does. Crod TV Studios. You know my stance on bestiality, Cedric. Crod. Oh. K-R-O-D originates many of your favorite television shows, including the Big Lucky Life Lottery. I'd buy that for $1. And maybe we can. Maybe the improved graphics are going to get us some more exciting portraits here. Or maybe not. You find dull women sexy. But then, you find any woman sexy. That's a better attitude to have than some. Talk to the dull woman. I'm a dullard too. Hello, big, blonde, and beautiful, you say. My name is Larry. Larry Laffer. You should not greet a woman by calling her big. Hiya, she blurts between bubbles. Can I help you? Ask about lottery. The heck you say? Where am I? Heck you say? Can I sign up for the lottery? The heck I say. What if I look around? Is there a clue? The television studio lobby is lavishly decorated in the latest trend. A receptionist sits in the center of the room. The doors in every wall. Sure. I guess we just go in. Or maybe not. Every door is locked, except the door leading back to the street. The signs over the doors. Look at the signs. Sign over the west door says, "The Dating Connection. Closed set." The sign over the east door says, "Lucky Life Lottery. Closed set." The sign over the north door says, "Green Room." Sign over the south door says, "Exit." Very good. Talk about lottery? Hello, you say. There's no response. No, I don't think it understands me. Talk about dating. We'll come back here. We are definitely getting Larry at least on one of these game shows, and maybe both. Ooh, we're in Hollywood? You wonder what part of Los Angeles you're in now. Heh. Larry's too short to see over the wall. Liquor store. Maybe there's some drunks we can help out. Or do the exact opposite of help out, depending on your perspective. This alley. This looks exactly like the dark alley in Leisure Suit Larry in the Land of the Lounge Lizards. No, that's not... Oh, never mind. Not the one with the balconies at Lefty's bar, but the other one with the violent man. Anything on the ground? This whole city paved? Yeah, that's how they do it in Los Angeles. Look in the garbage. Larry is not above digging through the garbage. You quickly open the lid, search through all the rubbish, find nothing, close the lid. What'd you expect, a passport? Well, I expect a passport more now than I did before I looked. Are we going to find a passport somewhere else? Look in hole. You bend over, peer through the knothole in the fence. On the other side, you see people playing Police Quest. How you wish you were one of them. Heh. A little self-deprecating humor. I guess maybe the guy who made Police Quest was a more serious kind of guy. Not someone you just go messing with. It's a quickie, Mott. Maybe we can score a copy of Jugs. Look at her. It's just as it appears. Look around. This quickie mart has many items for sale. A clerk lounges sleepily behind the counter near a lottery ticket machine. There's a soda dispenser near the front window. Look at clerk. There she is. You find Southern women sexy, but then you find all women sexy. That's our Larry. He's ranked up. He's a dweeb now. I don't even know what I did. Hello, baby, you tell her. My name is Larry. Larry Laffer. Aha! Well, there you go. Yes, let's be self-deprecating when we're talking about the retired cop and his game. We can save the ribs for the sci-fi nerds. Hi, y'all. She replies in a charming drawl. You sure have a white suit. You have always admired Southern girls. Yeah. What are we going to get for $1? This quickie mart has many items for sale. Clerk lounges sleepily behind the counter near a lottery ticket machine. Lottery tickets. Do lottery tickets cost $1 in the past? Why pay? You don't owe any money. Move closer to the clerk to buy a ticket. Buy ticket. Here's my last $1, you say, handing it to the cute clerk. How about selling me one of those Lucko Bucko lottery tickets? Okay, partner, says the clerk. Here you go. Just stick this here ticket in that machine on the end of the counter. I lost it there. Good luck, she concludes. Have a nice day. Not personally a Southern girl. You insert the paper ticket into the Lucko Bucko machine. And the Lucko Bucko lottery machine's video display screen flashes. Please enter your 6 numbers between 100 and 999 now. You know, Cedric, I've never been. And yet, here we are. When you think about the faces we show to the world, I mean, who's to say what's really our essential selves and what's artifice? What am I thinking here? Am I supposed to know what numbers to type? Rex! Welcome! Glad to have you here with us, honey. Hope your Sunday's going well. Leisure Suit Larry's going great. As you can see, we've updated our graphics because we beat the first one. I'm a real gamer now. I've got at least one completed game in my back catalog. We've moved on to Leisure Suit Larry 2. And now I guess I gotta enter 6 numbers and win the lottery. Cedric, honey, help me out. Am I doomed here if I don't guess the correct 6 numbers? Am I supposed to know? I'm having fun so far. I've already matured from a novice to a dullard to a dweeb, putting 4 points on the board. I got ahead of you, Cedric. You weren't anticipating. Thank you, Rex. I will just pick numbers. 1, 2, 3. We'll do 4, 5, 6. We'll do 7, 8, 9. Now I've run out that gimmick. 6, 6, 9. 6, 9, 6. Being juvenile. 9, 6, 9. Processing. The mark of the beast. And it's processing. It's taking its sweet time processing. I don't have the headphones on. Is it playing some kind of song? Like I'm going to put the headphones on over this. Out pops your Lucko Bucko lottery ticket. You take it and wonder, will I be a winner? 7 points. I'm a Nimrod. Well, hopefully that works out for us. Let's keep walking the streets. Swabs Drugs. We make home computers entertaining. The hell does that have to do with drugs? Channeling crystal. Clearance 50% off. If you have real drugs, you do not need crystals. Look around. You're now in a very seedy portion of the city. This place is seedier than a pomegranate. In the distance, you can see those famous LA landmarks, the Queen Larry and the Loose Goose. Maybe this time the drunks will give us some liquor. Just a couple of guys who can't say no. Hi. There's no need These guys are too gone to hear you. Is he gone far enough I can just take his bottle? No use. My goodness. We are dealing with a much bigger world. With some real nice vistas here. You can tell it's the 80s. They captured the smog situation beautifully. The aroma of dead fish and diesel fumes makes you realize you're at the harbor. Now, what does that have to do with looking around? You know that dead fish smell is strong when you feel it with your eyes. This is an automatic opening, electric, remote controlled gate that's presently locked and you can't open it. Noted. I'm going to get lost here in LA. I can tell. I can already tell. So I hope you take careful notes so you can direct me, Cedric. I don't think your gracious host anticipated me getting on this far, because he did nothing to prepare me for the increased scale here in Leisure Suit Larry 2, looking for love in several wrong places. We got Universal Studios here in the background, but it had some kind of joke. It wasn't actually called that. Unreversal Studios. And we have come full circle. Well, probably there's some gaps we can fill in. Let's try going different directions. See what happens. Ooh, pretty. This place looks like it belongs in Space Quest 4, the Coarse Gold Encounter. Ask your host, I don't know. There's our CD bar. If I go down from here, hit a wall, an invisible wall. Here's our ethnic music shop. Can't go to the left. I think last time I went up, so let's see if we can go to the right. Moltolira. It's an Italian restaurant? You are in front of the world-renowned Rodeo Drive Italian clothing purveyor Moltolira. Moltolira. You have never been able to afford anything in there. You gotta find someone to pay for it for you, Larry. That's my secret. Your gracious host takes care of me real well. Saves me getting a job. I know molto. Oh, molto means a much, and a lira, that's money. It's expensive. We're gonna have to win the lottery first. The Brown Derby. But this place is clearly shut down. This place has been closed for years. It's in desperate need of blocking. Can we go in? You can't. It's boarded up. Take off the boards. You don't need it. Very well. Onward. That's why you need so many of them, Rex. Even the cheap items. Gotta come in with a wheelbarrow full of lira. And now we're in the alley. I don't know. Now that we have a lottery ticket. Yes, the Italians had a fine record of betting on the wrong horse. Say, you ask the receptionist, is this lottery ticket any good? I don't know, she replies. I've misplaced my glasses. As best I can remember, this week's lucky lottery Lucko Bucko numbers are 494, 524, 697, 508. This is not good, folks. 623 and 945. Maybe we're going to win the lottery by deception because she has misplaced her glasses. So I'm going to take some notes. 493, 524, 697, 508, 623, and 945. What 6 numbers do you have? Pick number 1. We're doing it. 493, 524, I learned from the blackjack. 524, 697, 508, 623, 945. Why, that's correct, she replies excitedly. You are a lucky guy. The last Lucky Life Lottery show of the season is being taped right now. I'll notify the director you hear. I am sure you'll be called immediately. I'll unlock the door to the green room so you can wait there. Oh, by the way, says the receptionist, don't get nervous just because you're on live television being watched by millions of people. She chuckles softly under her breath. Yeah, very funny, honey. Putting a little pressure on our Larry here. Look around. You wonder why the receptionist called this a green room when there's no green in it at all. There's 2 television monitors, a bench, some art posters, lovely modern painting. Oh, Larry likes modern art now. And it actually looks modern. And 3 doors. Let's hope Larry's experience here in the green room goes better than some famous green room experiences. Look at door. There are doors to the east, west, and south, which are all locked, tight. There's no key. It's like you're trapped in here until someone comes to your rescue, Larry. Let's look at the posters. That Skirvin guy sure can draw horses. I don't see a single horse. This one over here looks like Anne of Green Gables. From what I understand, Gregory was telling us there's going to be a new Anne of Green Gables anime. One of our... Oh, I ranked up. I'm a pinhead. Not that kind of pinhead. Although I'm an adventurous girl. What was I saying? Anne of Green Gables. One of our mightiest cultural exports here from Atlantic Canada. Specifically from here to Japan. They love Anne of Green Gables in Japan. And here. I am not sure how they feel about Anne anywhere else, if they've ever even heard of her. I was asking Gregory, and he said they have no particular attachment to Pippi Longstockings. They've picked their redhead, and they are committed. Look at the painting. Don't see a horse, but all right. Can we sit? Yes, we can. And now I'm ranked back up to novice, which is where we started, which suggests to me that maybe the rankings are a gag. I was starting to wonder how they were going to keep this going all the way up to 500 if they were changing it every time. Oh, they you! Poo-poo, cries the man. You're late. Where have you been, you silly little... Oh, dear. Oh, dear. We're just going to change this fella's voice completely. Oh, hey, you, poo-poo, cries the man. You're late. Where you been, you silly little Dickens? We just been worried sick about you. I'm not doing the lisping homophobia thing, folks. I'm not big on homophobia. Before you can answer him, he tells you, hurry up, honey, you're on. Get up, Larry. It's your big break. Oh, I see what's happening. We got a comedy of errors going on here. A farce. The control room talkback speaker crackles. 5 seconds to air, boys and girls. 5 seconds to air. Places, everybody. This doesn't look at all like how you expected a lottery show to look. But just in case, you decide to grab a seat on that empty stool over there. Our contestant on the dating connection today has an incredible rack, I must say. The voiceover announcer says from Hollywood, it's the latest and greatest in embarrassment programming. The all-new dating connection. They had not really started to even explore the depths of embarrassment programming in the 1980s. And here's your host, Biff Barf. I got to assume that's his government name, because I just don't see why you would choose that as a stage name. Just want to show off my belt. Golden. All decked out, gold from my eyes down to my toes. Like I said. Can't show you that part on Twitch. Thank you and welcome. Welcome, everybody. I'm so glad you're here for the all-new dating connection. We're just about ready to play our game, so let's meet our contestants. Who's going to make that big dating connection today? Biff, today's lovely bachelorette is Barbara Bimbo of Airhead, California. That's a little questionable. Barbara's hobbies are computer programming. Oh, they're undercutting our expectations. I appreciate that. Creating unusual milkshakes that bring all the boys to the yard, we must assume, and tantalizing elderly men. She lists the turn-ons as industrial-grade blenders and RS-232 interfacing for the milkshakes and the programming. And I guess, so, oh yes, so she's using the milkshakes, not necessarily to bring all the boys to the yard, but to bring all the elderly men. Turn-offs include international military conflicts, I feel you, sister, and the aroma of rose and soda. On the left is Bachelor number 1, professional surfboard waxer from Gumbo, Missouri. His hobbies include collecting Braunschweiger casings, speculating on the sexual preference of professional dancers, and watching televised opera with the sound off. He just likes to see the fat lady sing. And fair enough. Meet Davy Blair. Bachelor number 2 today is From the top. Bachelor number 2 is today's token intellectual. He's presently chairman of the physics department at our local university, FU. I see what they did there. Originally from Pakistan, Ohio, meet Raguka Singh Soong. Hey, it's not your name. Excuse me, you shout. My name is Larry Laffer. Okay, Raguka Larry, responds Biff. Whatever you want to call yourself's okay with me. This Biff's an open-minded guy. Go figure. He doesn't mind what anyone who wants to call himself. Biff Barf, he's open-minded about names. On the far right today is Bachelor number 3, a journalism major who quit college in order to pursue his dream job. Fact checker on the National Enquiry newspaper. Given that he's on the far right, I was expecting he was going to say he works for the New York Times, doing reporting about transgender rights or something. Currently unemployed, meet AP Wire. That's a journalism joke. The Associated Press Wire Service. And now, it's time to play the dating connection, says Biff Boff. Barbara, may we have your first question, please? I will do a voice here. Okay, like, thanks, Biff, you know, says Barbara. Bachelor number 1, like, this one's for you. If I was to, like, go, like, out on a, date with you, and you was, like, like, all dressed up as something, and, like, the car busted. I'm having real trouble reading this for some reason. Like, the car busted. We had to walk for help, and I, like, broke a, heel. Like, how would you fix it? They did not watch Valley Girl to really get the ins and outs of the slang before this. They had like and you know. Like, it seems obvious. Her elevator doesn't reach her penthouse. Larry. You can't judge a girl's intellect by the ridiculous accent she speaks in. Why, beautiful. If you were with me, you wouldn't have to worry about any old breakdown. We'd be cruising in my brand new Porsche. You wouldn't have a care in the world. Besides, something did happen to you, heel, I'd just sweep you up in these muscular arms, carry you wherever you wanted to go. When you're a top-notch physical specimen like me, a little light feather like you would be a breeze. You're sure not even this mental midget, Larry, would fall for a cornball line like that. Man gets robbed on his wedding night once and then rejected by his first love once. He turns into a misogynist. Jeez, how romantic, she gushes. What more could any girl want? Well, Bachelor, you're number 1 with me, but she put it in quotes, so she means he's piss. So much for your theory, Larry. But Larry figures she's into piss, I guess. And now, how about you, Bachelor number 2? She asks you. How would you solve this puzzle? They forgot about the Valley Girl thing that they were barely trying anyway, so I'm forgetting about the Valley Girl thing that I was barely trying anyway. Hopefully, we don't have to keep the number one joke extended into here. Okay, Larry, that's your cue. You're on. Answer. Oh, no. What did she ask me? Did someone catch what she just asked me? I was too busy riffing. That's okay, Cedric. Give me your best line. We're just going to give a Larry's best pickup line, which, if I recall correctly, was not very good. Who loves you, baby? You stumble. Who loves you, baby? Who let in that jerk? Barbara squeals. What a putz. Barbara attempts to assume an intelligent expression. Now, how about you, bachelor number, 3? Bachelorette Bobby, my deepest personal feelings are that you are far too sexy for me ever to allow you to leave my highly expensive beachfront swinging bachelor apartment. You and I would spend all our time together alone, sharing each other in every way, if you know what I mean. It's possessive. How's that for a way with words? If you're into controlling creeps. Ooh, how sexy, she gushes. What more could any girl want? A little bit of free time? A night out with the girls? You may be bachelor number 3 on this program, but you're number 1 in my heart. He's a fucking pool of piss. Yeah. No kidding. You think anyone's still watching this tripe? Yes, I do. Barbara, in my opinion, you've just asked one of our best questions ever, says Biff Boff. Now, do you think you'd come up with another great question, and we're going to make a note of this? Once again, Barbara burns off a few million brain cells attempting to rise to the occasion. Did Mr. Al Lowe get divorced between Leisure Suit Larry 1 and 2 here? Okay, thanks, Biff, says Barbara. Bachelor number 1, this one's for you. If I was a, insect and, I was a, from the top, if you was a, insect and, I was a, flower, what kind of, insect would you, be? And, what kind of flower am I? Sigh. Barbara responds bachelor number 1. I'd be a beautiful butterfly, and you'd be my tender little buttercup. Together, we'd build a wonderful garden of love. At least his garden would be well fertilized. Maybe he is bachelor number 2. You are quite the charmer, aren't you, number 1? She gushes. I'd love to sow a few seeds with you. Biff, she says, must I, waste our time asking El Dorco this question? Biff responds, why, of course, Bachelorette Barbara. You must follow the rules. Okay, a bore number 2, she says sarcastically. Can you know, I think there was supposed to be 2 U's here. And also, Are we familiar with commas? I know we are. So why aren't we getting them around the interjections? Or like some M dashes or something? Can you even like remember the question? Come on, Larry. Fire your best shot. I'd be a bumblebee, a honeybee, and you'd be a rose. The prettiest of all the flowers. I think that is, you stumble. I'd be a honeybee, you'd be a rose. Like, what a planet beamed this spook down, she squeaks. I've heard better lines in a, nursing home. Oh, come on, that one was sweet. Well, bachelor number 3, she says, I can't, wait to learn what insect are you and what flower am, I. They did not do a good job with this, but it's making me want to watch Valley Girl. Young Nicolas Cage. Oh. Barbie doll. You'd be my precious American Beauty Rose, and I'd be your little bumblebee. He's stealing my line. I know you'd enjoy rubbing a little of your pollen on my stinger. I am not an entomologist, but I do not believe that is how that works. But this motherfucker is stealing my line, and if she praises him, we got a conspiracy going. Does this show supply antacids? Larry could definitely use an antacid, an Alka-Seltzer, something. He's a little dyspeptic. He just got dumped. Well, number 3, we certainly are the oversexed little devil, aren't we? Barbara gushes. Hold it right there, interjects Biff. I'm afraid that's all the time we have for questions today. Bachelorette Barbie, it's time for you to make your dating connection. Pick me. Barbara smiles. Well, Biff, it's really difficult to choose. Both men are really terrific. Something makes you feel the both doesn't include you. Yes, but I'm sure the audience has already made its decision, says Biff. Hold on now, what's the format here? Is she making the choice? Is the audience picking for her? Yeah, says Barbara. And I've made my decision, too. They're all applauding because the sign says, I'm up to 38 points, rank a minion. Biff looks surprised. I see. We're getting a homophone confusion here. Biff looks surprised. Okay, Bachelor number 2 it is. But frankly, Bachelorette Barbara, I must admit I'm a little surprised. So he's good at conveying his emotions through the way he looks. Did he say Bachelor number 2? He did. Barbara, I think most of us expected a different choice, says Biff Barf. Wait, Biff, shouts Barbara. I wanted Bachelorette number 3, Bachelor number 3. I'm sorry, Barbara, says Biff. Biff Barf, to be clear. The rules clearly state your first decision's final. Let's find out what they've won. I am nailing what I am sure Biff Barf sounds like. The voiceover announcer booms, it's a cruise. We're going on a cruise. Audience goes, ooh. Frankly, I'll be surprised if we actually go on a cruise. Because they made a lot of buildings here in Los Angeles. Yes, a romantic cruise of the South Pacific on the beautiful USS Love Tub. And you'll spend a solid month together, exploring exotic ports of call courtesy of Wonder Cruise Lines. Remember, if it's a good cruise, it's a wonder. And for our other contestants, why, you lucky fellas. Love for Sale. That is one of my favorite Cole Porter songs, so I approve of the pun there. I hope they coughed up for the soundtrack. I suppose if not, I'll just have to listen to it on one of my various options. We got Ella. We got Anita. Come to think of it, that's it. At least in this house. For our other contestants, why, you lucky fellas have won a year's supply of armadillo polish, 20 cases of black shoelaces, plus a copy of our home game. Oh, good for him. Is that how he got over his divorce between these two games? He took up the saxophone with all his free time. Hey man, there ain't no way I'm spending no month on a boat with this jerk. I lost the voice, but they're not giving me anything to work with here. Throw some likes, some you knows in there if that's all you know. Shouts the delicate bachelorette Barbara. I want a chance to hit on that number 3 guy. The serial killer. The line stealer. I'm sure she's really truly delighted, folks, says Biff, attempting to cover. Now, come on, let's hear it for our lucky couple. Smattering of applause. Ah, that makes sense. She does not look young. No offense. I'm just saying I don't believe she's a teenager in the San Bernardino whatever valley. The voiceover announcer says, be sure to tune in tomorrow night. Same time, same station for the finest in embarrassment programming. The all-new Dating Connection. Good night. The control room speaker crackles. Okay, gang, that's another one in the can. Raghu Kaleri, please report to the green room to receive your prizes. The rest of you stay where you are. Gosh, Larry, what a good luck you have, winning a fun-filled month-long cruise with that lovely bachelorette Barbara. But we're not getting on that cruise, and we know that. The assistant producer looks at you with disdain. Well, Laffer, I must admit none of us in the control room expected you to win. I'm sure you're not proud of the outcome, but rules are rules, I suppose. Not reading the lisp. Here's your cruise ship ticket. All of us here at the Dating Connection wish you the best of luck. You'll need it. Heh. 44 points, rank a schlemiel. We're moving up in the world. I'm a winner, baby. Now, we have nothing but a cruise ticket. We've swapped one ticket for another. Let's take a look. Just wait till you're on that ship with that lovely bachelorette. It's not going to happen, Larry. You got to let that dream go. Do we get on the lottery show too now? Because that's what we're supposed to be here for. I'll take a seat. We'll wait a little bit. And Larry crossed his legs, and here we are. Hey, you, cries the woman. Where have you been? We've been looking all over for you. I just won the Dating Connection, you reply. Big deal. You were supposed to wait here. Now hurry and follow me. Oh no, Larry. Here we go again. Larry gets up. He gets on up. Ladies and gentlemen, we finally found him, says the master of ceremonies. Yes, we found our last Lucky Life Lottery contestant of this week's show. And here he is now, Mr. Larry, he double checks the teleprompter. Laffer? Yeah, Mr. Larry Laffer. Little applause. Larry struts in like a man who's had sex twice. Mr. Laffer, we don't have time for our normal introductory chit-chat. Just step right up to the big wheel. Just the wheel. And give her a big spin. Under his breath, the MC admonishes you. Hurry up, Laffer. We're already running late because we couldn't find you. Nervously, you reached for the wheel, knowing full well that the pleasure of America's 3D graphic animated adventure game players is riding on the lucky you pull. Oh. He did it! He did it! He's won the big one. Ladies and gentlemen, Larry Laffer just won the largest prize in the history of the lottery. $1 million a year for life. Applause, tons of applause. Come on over here, Lucky Larry. We've ranked up to creep. He's a creep, he's a weirdo. What the hell is he doing here? He doesn't belong here. Here comes lovely Lana Light, the Lucky Life Lottery lady with Larry Laffer's first year's winnings. The U.S. Treasury Department's first $1 million bill. Oh my goodness, I hope they can break that at the convenience store. On behalf of the Lucky Life Lottery, I'm pleased to present you our grand prize, $1 million, says the MC. But you already said the grand prize is actually $1 million every single year forever. Assuming Larry never dies. Congratulations, Mr. Laffer, says the MC. You're a lucky man. Too bad we don't have time for a speech. Oh, don't worry. My speeches on the other show went over like a lead balloon. Maybe if we get Bachelor number 3 over here to repeat it, I could give a speech. Let's hear it for him, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Larry Laffer, the luckiest guy in Los Angeles. This particular game show host talks like Bugs Bunny a little. Even more applause. The voiceover announcer says, that's it for this week's show. Be sure to tune in next time for the Lucky Life Lottery Show, live from Hollywood. Good night. Back up to the rank of Nimrod as we approach 63 points. Control room talkback speaker crackles. Okay, kids, there's another one that's good enough for who it's for. Mr. Laffer, please exit through the door to the left. There'll be plenty of reporters and photographers waiting for you. Gee, Larry, things are finally beginning to go your way. First, you win a month-long ocean voyage with the lovely Bachelorette. Now you win the biggest lottery prize in history. As long as there are no follow-up investigations, you're not going to get nailed for fraud. But if there's even the slightest follow-up investigation, you're going to get nailed for fraud. If only he'd been called in the opposite order. Bachelorette number 2 would have been... there was only one Bachelorette. She would have been much more into our boy if she knew he had $1 million every year forever. Something tells you this is too good to last, and that was also my feeling, to be honest. But let's see. Oh, can I look just by... Wherever will you find someone to break this? Actually, I've got an idea. The gears are turning. She's not just a pretty face, folks. Molta lira, eh? We're significantly richer now than we were back when we found that $1 bill in Eve's pants. If we break the bill, we should probably go back to Eve's place, see if we can, put $2 bills back in her pants for her. Look at me. I'm navigating this city like a pro. Like a Hollywood girl. Ooh. And there's a lady. Whew. Behind an unbelievably beautiful imported Italian marble counter stands an unbelievably beautiful imported Italian clerk. You find Italian women sexy. But then, you find any woman sexy, and he wishes they all could be California girls, and here they are. Hey, my little Latino bambino, you say? Larry, have I told you I'm now incredibly wealthy? You're sure to endear yourself instantly to her with that pseudo-bilingualism. Oh, she replies, how many shipping lines do you own? She's Italian. Oof. Well, give me time, honey. It's going to take a few years to save up that many millions, but we'll get a shipping line. Why not? Look at hand. It appears you are boring the beautiful lady. I don't get it. But I'm sure it's funny, so I laugh for you, Cedric. What about that ring? I'm boring her. Tell a joke. Don't you ever say joke to me again. I wasn't calling you a joke. Can I buy a suit? Presently, you don't owe any money. Can I ask for a suit? The heck you say? No, I can't. Can we look at the mannequin? Evidently, while decorating this store, cost was no object, and also no help. Look at the suits. Never in your life have you seen a man's suit that required a home mortgage. Isn't $1.5 million a little steep? Even if the suit is imported, $1.5 million. Can't buy it. Swimsuits are half off, though. Wait a minute. These swimsuits are marked down to half price, only $100,000. With your newfound wealth, you could afford that little blue bikini job hanging there. I guess. Why not some trunks, though, Larry? You select a reasonably tight spandex job in blue. Oh, bikini briefs. Although it's cut a little tight, perhaps that may work to your advantage on the ship. As we've established in the first game, our Larry is at least impressive in one regard. This may be the beginning of a whole new image for you, Larry. We've achieved the rank of lowlife. Pay for my bikini. Excuse me, miss, you say hesitantly. You have change for $1 million? Bella bueno, she smiles. But of course. But is that a trivial little clearance item all you are going to purchase today? Yes, ma'am, you reply, handing over your lottery winnings. Only got $1 million on me. All right, that will be $106,500 including tax. So your change is $893,500. But she said that in an Italian accent. That's $100, $200, $300, $400, $500. Stop! Don't count anymore, you shout. I don't have that long before my ship leaves. Very well, sir, she concludes. Have a nice day. How did you know she was going to say that? You pocket your new gigantic wad of $100 bills. Rank back up to Nimrod. Is that hundreds of $100 bills in your pocket? Are you just glad to play that game? No such appearance, folks. But we don't need to get into that in great detail. You just love the feel of cheap spandex. Maybe we're going to go on a cruise. Go down to the harbor. I'm running out of time here. But this has been a triumphant session of JAYMEE with Games. Beat my first game. Off to a much better start in this one. The mythical hunter. I know the etymology there. We were just talking about Bugs Bunny. But it's Bugs Bunny sarcastically calling Elmer Fudd Nimrod, as if to say, oh yeah, you're a great hunter, buddy. That then became stripped of all context. What on earth? What is going on here? Where am I? Stripped of all context through reruns. Through the rerun experience. When children of another generation just knew that Bugs Bunny calls Elmer Fudd a Nimrod to be rude to him, they figured Nimrod just means you're stupid. And it sounds that way. Or maybe it just sounds that way because that's how we're familiar with the term. I don't know. Showing off my earrings. Look at them. Gold. No follow-up questions about the earrings. Gold. Is our boat arriving? The ocean waves and the dock peers back at you. That's funny. I appreciate a good pun. Part of why we get along so well, Cedric. Now, we have more money. Maybe we're supposed to be buying more stuff before our boat arrives. Can Larry get his hair cut? Don't all barbershops look the same? In a sense, I suppose. This one has a lot of pornography on the walls. You don't know much about art, but you know what you like. Not a fan, Cedric. I'm sorry to do this, but do you think that the game should take a long walk off a short pier for that one? Good day, monsieur, says the barber. May I help you? Get a haircut. Walk over to the front of the barber chair, sit down. How about a quick styling, you ask? Oui, monsieur, but of course, replies the barber. Allow me to correct that early seating hairline of yours with my patented a special proprietary technique. We lost the plot there somewhere. Macrobiotic style reweaving. Just have a seat in the chair, please. Here, says the barber. Take a look in this mirror. Remember what you look like. When I'm done, you won't be able to recognize your own hairline. Why, you'll be a different man. Ooh, high definition, Larry. You think to yourself, yeah, this is exactly what I need, a new look. I'll make Bachelorette Bobby change a tune. Okay, go for it, you tell the barber. Allow me to begin with a thorough cleansing to rid your hair and scalp of any possible pollutants. There's a little bit of Peter Lorre. Maybe a little less creepy. So good for Larry. Says the barber. I assure you, I use only the trendiest products. All organically grown and available only in undersized, overpriced, biodegradable bottles. They aren't giving me anything to work with for a French accent here. This is Valley Girl all over again. Intermittent. It is intermittent. You wonder to yourself, what'll I look like when he's done? Will I be handsome? Will I ever find true love? Well, it's all riding on this haircut, Larry. He's imagining himself with hair. I think this is going to be a letdown, Larry. Larry, you certainly have interesting daydreams, says the barber. Hey, Brutus, get out of here. Your hair is clean and conditioned, says the barber. And now for the special styling. However, in the future, may I recommend a 10W40 and no more than 3,000 miles between oil changes. Oil changes. I'm not a great voice actor like your gracious host. All done, says the barber. Take a look in this mirror. What do you think? He looks exactly the same. Oh well, you can't judge a book by its cover. At least he got thick eyebrows, Larry. Once he gets his bikini briefs on, no one's looking at his head. At least not that one. That'll be fine, you tell the barber. Say, you ask him, exactly how could I know I was getting a macrobiotic styling? By the price. But that'll be $100, says the barber. Thanks, I guess, you say, flipping the barber one of your C notes. The barber replies, have a nice day. We've made our way up to the rank of jerk. How am I for time? Got a few minutes. Maybe we are going to go on a cruise. Maybe all the Los Angeles is just a shopping trip. Stranger things have happened. Maybe we can buy a ukulele. Eve has closed a garage. She noticed the missing dollar. How are we going to get to this amusement park? A lot of diagonals going on for a game where you got to press up and then right and then up and then right and then up and then right. Say, look, store is finally open for business. Look around. Ye old ethnomusicology shop is filled with unusual instruments from the four corners of the world. You wonder which ethnic subculture makes such extensive use of electric amplifiers and drum sets. It's the English. Whew! We got a smoke show. You find Latin American women sexy. Oh, please be careful, Larry. I'm cringing in advance of whatever Larry's going to say here. But then, you find any woman sexy. Let's talk to her. Hi, beautiful. You attempt to lay a little smooth mouth on the lovely Latin lady. My name is Larry Laffer. Buenos dias, senor. Dos assistente bello bono? La señorita Ella Tacos? Come on. Fortunately, at least it's translating. Good day, sir. How may I help you? Suddenly, she smiles broadly as if she recognizes you. Well, I've been on television twice. Her smile makes you glad you took Spanish in high school. Too bad you slept through it. Ah, what the heck. You decide to brush the dust off your Spanish by attempting conversation with the lovely señorita. The actor, not the character he portrayed in the Fritz Lang classic M. Perhaps you could begin by complimenting her on her extremely good looks. El pesto la garlia se spermo bubitos, you tell her. Your ears remind me of whale breasts. I do not think that bubitos is Spanish for breasts. Her face brightens further. She seems genuinely interested in you. Your Spanish must not be so bad after all. Si, se la luna el gros se pupidoggy la bambino, la señorita reperitos. Yes, but the moon is full and you are a chihuahua. Is she assuming Larry is Spanish and she's doing the same thing? Whoa. Speaking is one thing. Understanding's another. Her response baffles you completely. You have no idea what she means. Of course, that's never stopped you before. El pensio es tubular, rigido amarillo, you tell her. My pencil is long, hard, and yellow. El hombre de la nostra donde este mayor signale. La rito de stupidos intactus, la señorita Charma. So you're finally here. I thought you'd never show up. By the way, who writes these secret phrases anyway? La microfiche la enigma big dealo en clunk no touche, Dr. Nukiel Komi. And the microfiche containing the secrets to the recent United States superconductor research breakthroughs hidden inside this rare Peruvian encluck. Oh, I get it. I get it. Don't let anyone touch it before you personally deliver it to Dr. No Nookie. No, I see what they did there. I did not when I was reading it in pidgin Spanish. And I don't need to tell you, be careful. He and he alone has the authority to deliver it to the USSR agents. I will say, they were so excited about their capacity for expanded animations in this game that they kind of forgot to let you do anything so far. I feel like I'm mostly just watching animations. Mucho gracias, la señorita. Which means thanks. The I guess was implied in his tone. As best you can tell, she wants you to keep that unusual musical instrument on the counter. So rather than risk offending her generosity, you take it. 81 points, rank up to jerk. Have a nice day. Have a nice day. And Larry leaves on rails. Through the... Oh, because that's an entrance and an exit door. Say, what an interesting car, you think to yourself. How does he make it do that? This is Los Angeles, honey. You are so distracted by the lowrider, you fail to notice the unusual little man lurking beside the car. He, however, doesn't fail to notice you. The little guy in the trench coat gives you a short head start, then follows you. Larry, be careful. This guy's up to no good. Wait a minute. What's this? How can you be at the door to the music store when you just walked off screen to the right? Must be someone who just looks like you. Something strange is going on here. Let's follow him into the music shop, see what we can learn. You, what are you doing back here? Says the clerk, skipping the foreign language subtitles completely. You'd better get on with the mission before Dr. No Nookie prevents you from ever missioning again. I would imagine Dr. No Nookie probably also prevents him from ever missionarying again. What are you talking about? I never seen you before in my entire life, says the dorky looking guy. Besides, you're not supposed to talk to me like that before we exchange our cute little secret phrases. What do you mean, she responds. You just walked out that other door over there. Not me, he exclaims. Hey, wait a minute. Don't tell me you gave the goods to somebody else. She stammers. I'm not sure that is, there may be I may have. Her voice trembles with fear. I'm sorry. He fit your description perfectly. And he said the secret code phrases as well. Although, come to think of it, he did have a terrible accent. I thought the bad accent might have been part of your disguise. Imagine using a bad accent as part of a disguise. What will I do? She continues. Dr. No Nookie doesn't tolerate mistakes. Her eyes flash with an idea, of course. If you promise to help me, I won't tell him how you lost the microfiche. Why, you, he threatens. If you know what's good for you, you'll shut down this joint, contact Non-Tonight Island, and get the troops started finding this guy. They'll guarantee he tells no tales about your little indiscretion. If you can retrieve the microfiche before he discovers what he has, Dr. No Nookie might even allow you to live a few extra days. She deliberates just a moment before making her decision. You're right, of course. You see if you can follow him while I contact the island by radio telephone. We got a lot more plot in this game so far. Well, Larry, this is certainly another fine mess you've gotten us into. The stakes significantly raised for our second game here. Not only is the KGB after you for grabbing what was supposed to be theirs, but Dr. No Nookie's beautiful army of henchettes, game show hostesses, church secretaries, and bimbos is now hot on your tail. Since we've now learned the worst, we'll rejoin you as you wander through Los Angeles. But I think, folks, I think this is a good spot for me to shut this down. I could play a little bit longer, but I can't see how we're going to get to a more appropriate moment to wrap up on. So, let's wrap up. This has been delightful. I had a great time. Very glad you were here with me, Cedric, and Rex, if you're still here. And anybody who was here but wasn't saying anything. I can understand being struck dumb. But so far, it's a little, what's the word? I was using the word on rails. Little on rails here. But what we must say, there's some things we must say. Amazing visuals. And the graphics in the game are improved. And we're having fun. Bigger world. I guess we are going to go on a cruise. So that's cool. We got a spy plot. Hopefully Larry still gets to have sex. But I guess we'll find that out together. And that's it. Your gracious host asked me to let you know what's coming up here, but I didn't write it down. So Gregory at some point will come over. They'll play the little games together. Him and Richard and Gregory are going to play some games together. Next weekend, you'll probably be back with your gracious host, playing his Space Quest and his disco game. That one sounds fun. Why don't I get to play the disco game? I don't know. Life's not fair. And I'm going to stick with this, and I'll be back as soon as I can, hopefully a fortnight hence. We'll play this through to the end, but then I'm putting in the fullness of time, as your host likes to say, I'll do all these Larry games. That's true. That's true. He was thinking of me. That's very sweet of him. And the first one, I got to play with some balls. So I guess his choices for me have been appropriate so far. But I'm going to get him at some point to let me play one of these modern games that isn't old enough to be the mother of a modern game, I guess. I don't know where I was going with that. But we'll do that someday. We'll have lots to do here, and I'm looking forward to it, and I hope you are too. So, I keep saying I'm going to think of a good sign-off that I can officially use, and then I don't think about it at all between episodes, and then here we are, and we're running out of time, and I'm not sure. So, I'll just say stay beautiful, stay weird. Bye!